So, the last project we have to do with the pigs is the most exciting to me. I mean, obviously we got to eat them, but the last project we get to do with them is making the bacon. So we have some of the traditional pork bellies, plus we have pork sides, which we're going to do as well. These were kind of skinny pigs, as you saw, but I've got a bunch of them, so we're going to do some curing with them. I am using somebody else's recipe. I'm not ashamed about that. The one I like the best is from the Outdoor Cowboy Cook. I'll put a link down below. And that's what we're going to be doing. So I just thought I'd share with you and show you what we're doing. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and put the mixture together. Now, I don't do recipes here, and there's a reason I don't do that normally, but I'll give you kind of a quick outline of what I'm going to be using. So, kosher salt for the base, applesauce, black pepper, coarse ground black pepper. I did this fresh just a minute ago. Can I show it without dumping it out? Anyway, no, apparently not. Just did that a minute ago. Maple syrup, and then brown sugar, and then I'm going to be using a barbecue rub. It doesn't necessarily matter what barbecue rub you pick, just a barbecue rub, just for flavor. This one I particularly like for flavor. It's already got some maple seasoning in it as well, so it's kind of the one I like. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to do the recipe that I'll link down below is for one pork belly, so you're on, depending on how many you've got. I've got 4 of them, so I'm kind of quadrupling it. But there we go. So let me show you what. So I did forget a couple of things. Number one, I want to use some curing salt. Now, it doesn't last that long in our house, so curing salt probably isn't necessary, but definitely want to go ahead and add that. The other thing that I think I forgot was the brown sugar, that we're going to be using about half a cup for that. So anyway, once you get that all mixed together, you're going to add some warm water to loosen it up a little bit, just enough to make it so it's not a paste really. You just kind of want it a little bit runny, and then go from there. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to trim the meat up, and then we're going to cut it up. We're going to pour some of the cure over the top, and then put it in the bag. I'm going to be putting it in gallon Ziploc bags here, and then we'll put it in the fridge for a minimum of 3 days. Now this is going to be, for us, is going to be several days extra because, well, it just is. But it's got to go in there for a minimum of 3 days. So what I've done here, this is one of the pork sides. Fix that camera up here. So this is one of the pork sides that I've gone ahead and trimmed up. I left a little bit of the fat on. You can see a little bit of the fat on here because, again, these are relatively thin. So I wanted to leave as much there as I possibly could. You can see this is what it looks like. And I cut it in half because obviously it's not going to all fit in 1 gallon bag. Plus this is about a pound and a half or so between the two of them. I left a piece of plastic on there. And so that's a good amount of bacon for one meal. So now I'm just going to take the cure here, pour some over the top generously here, and then I'm going to use a pastry brush here, just kind of spread it around good. Now, once this goes in the fridge, in the bag, you want to flip it every day. So I'll do that. When we did this, I did this at Thanksgiving when we roasted our pig. And it sat in the fridge for just about 3 days, and then I smoked it. And then I just cooked it right out on the. Or I cooked it right that morning. The next morning after smoking it, it was absolutely delicious. So I've modified this recipe just a tiny little bit from what I did last time. So anyway, just gonna take the half of the bacon here that I've got. Well, it's not bacon yet; it's pork side still. Put it in the bag. Try to get it in there as flat as I possibly can, so that I can get some of the marinade on the second side. This is always the hard part. Just getting the marinade in there. Cure, or whatever you want to call it. And then just spread it around real good on top of there. And just seal this up. Like I said, this is kind of the messy part. Seal this up real good. I'll clean these bags off when I'm done with all of them. And then I will put them in a bag, or in a pan, a flat bottom pan, in the fridge, stacked up one on top of the other like this, and then just flip them over every day so that it gets the stuff gets out of it on the bottom. So that's it. That's all there is to this. So that's it. We went ahead and put it in the fridge. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. Put it in the fridge, and it's going to sit there for a minimum of 3 days. So set it down here in a pan so that in case the bags leak. We'll flip those over every day, and then we'll have bacon. And about a week and a half or so, I'll go ahead and I'll put together a video about smoking it. I am not a smoking expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I have smoked a few things this way, and I'm going to continue to smoke things. And then we'll go from there. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, let me know, and we'll talk to you next time.